Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Carmine Teaches Photography, class number 69, coming to you live from New York City, right here in the Big Apple. We have a special presentation for you today. I received 2 emails in the last month or so about photographers who were starting out, and they asked me the same question. Can I trust buying a camera on eBay? Well, I've done it a few times, maybe too many times. And what I can say is that eBay has put into place some safety for the purchaser, okay? Even if the seller says in his ad, returns not accepted, that's baloney. eBay has buyer protection, okay? So that's one half of the story. Is eBay safe to purchase used cameras, used lenses, used flashes, etc.? The other half of the real answer is you. You guys, including me, have to do our homework. When we're looking to buy a used camera or gear on eBay, I've said it now, this is the 69th class. I've said it 69 times. You have to look for their credibility feedback. You want to purchase a camera or lens or other gear from an eBay seller that has 100% feedback, I call it credibility, and have hundreds of scores. Okay, the lowest percentage I would ever go to is 99.2%. Okay, once you start going below 99.2%, it could get a little sketchy, that the seller has had some sketchy business. It sounds crazy, right? Hey, he still has a 99, but once you drop below 99.2, you could get some more grief, like not get what you were promised in the eBay ad. So, with this, I want to show you guys what it's actually like live. This just arrived today. All right, this is the way. This is the way that the seller just sent me this piece of camera gear. Okay, I only removed the address for purposes that are known. Right? Why put your address out there? Okay. So this is the box. Okay, he did mark fragile on it almost everywhere, right? Which is a good sign. All right. I have not opened this. I don't know if I got what I paid for. Okay. But let me just tell you a little bit before I open this. This eBay seller had 100% credibility. He had 202 feedback scores. Okay. So that alone, I felt confident that the gear that's in here would be okay. All right, let's get into it. Okay, you're supposed to cut away from yourself, right? That's an old rule, so you don't end up getting stitches, right? Cut away from you. All right. Okay, let's put this away. All right, let's do an unveiling. All right, the receipt. All right, so it's packed really well. Now remember, this is from a seller with 100% credibility. He had, or she had 202, 202 feedback scores. Okay, we've got some pillows. And we've got some bubble wrap. Okay, everything in there. All right, let's take a look. Got some scissors. Okay, we'll start taking this out. Now, just by the packaging, right, you can tell that the person cares about what they're shipping, right? They care about the way you're going to perceive it when you open it, right? I have purchased items from camera stores in Manhattan. And when it came, the item, a camera, was in the bottom of the box, just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, up and down. It was wrapped with one piece of corrugated, cheap Excelsior, they used to call it, you know, padding, but it was made out of corrugated cardboard. And it was just one piece of tape around it, and the ends were not taped. The camera slipped out, and it was bouncing back and forth for the whole trip. So I wrote them a nice little email about that. Oh, as you guys can see, it's probably a camera. Let's keep going. This is the second layer now of bubble wrap. As I'm cutting this, I'm pulling it up away from the camera, okay, because you don't want to be the idiot to cut your own stuff that you just purchased, right? This seller did mention that they were going to ship it priority mail, and it did come priority mail. They didn't at the last minute, which has happened, where they go cheap and they go, well, I don't think I made enough money on the sale, so I'm going to send this media mail. And I have received camera gear that was lied to the post office, and they said it was media mail. Media mail is a cheap way to send anything because it's a cheap rate for books and other types of media. All right. So, no brand on the outside of the case. Looks in good condition. I don't use cases, but I do save them in a big box for when I resell them. All right, let's open the back. Okay, and what do we have here? Let's see. Oh, look at this. It's a Chinon brand single lens reflex called the SLR with a Nikon lens cap. All right, let's keep going. Does this come off? Yep. All right. Case looks good. No cracks. Smell? That's from a house with no smokers. Very good. All right, let's take the bottom of the case off. All right. No surprises there. No smell whatsoever. That's good. All right. The bottom of the camera looks good. All right. First thing you do when you purchase this, in this case, this is a 35 millimeter film camera, right? You want to make sure you got everything that was said. So, the seller said that the camera was in good physical condition, right? And I'm looking at it, and it looks pretty good. Cosmetically, a few scratches on the bottom. That's okay. He mentioned that. Okay. This camera, okay, the Chinon single lens reflex with the Chinon f1.7 50 millimeter lens from Japan does have a dent in the filter ring, which is very common with cameras that are decades old, right? But if you guys remember from an older video, I have a tool made to fix it. Okay. And as soon as I can get it out, we'll take a look at it. Hold on. Hold on. We're getting there. Come on. Okay. Oh. Whew. No editing, folks. You're watching this live. So this tool is from the jewelry industry to straighten out rings. Okay. However, the photo repair industry uses these. This is nylon. The tool is made out of steel. And the way you would work this to get these dents out, right? You put this part, the top part, on the inside, right? Now I'm just going to show you this for demonstration purposes. Okay, you would put this like this, and you slowly go around where the dent is. And it pulls out the dent. Slowly, it's going to take time to go back and forth, but it has already started to disappear. Okay, the dent has already started to disappear. And because the tool is nylon, the tip is nylon, it doesn't hurt the filter thread, so I will be able to put a filter on this. Okay, so we're looking through all of the functions. Look good. Cosmetically, let's open the back. It's funny how all these 35mm cameras open up the same. All right, it has metal shutter blades. That's good. Looks very clean. I don't think this camera saw a lot of use. There's no rust. That's one thing you have to look for. The light seals look very fluffy and puffy. That's good. Okay. So, what are we going to do first, folks? You know the first thing we got to do. Let's try and advance the film. All right. We'll set it on something simple. Okay. This is at 1/125th of a second. Okay, let's see if it works. This is the first time this camera may have been fired in decades. All right, 125th sounded very good, and I did notice the lens stopping down. Oh, that's another thing. The f-stops click very nicely. The focusing ring feels nice and smooth. Let's look through it. Okay, I don't see any fungus or haze in the viewfinder. All right. All right, now let's go through the paces. Let's start at the top. Let's start at the fastest shutter speed, 1/1000th, and the aperture blade is at f16. Let's make sure it works. You should be able to see the aperture close down. Let's see. Okay, that looked good. Now we'll do 1/500th of a second. With older cameras, the fast shutter speeds are usually no problem. It's when you get slow to the slow shutter speeds, like 15th of a second and below, that's usually when they start to show their age. All right, we're at 60th. Looks good. I saw the aperture blades close. We're at 1/130th of a second. Okay. They even sound good. After a while, like a lot of you guys know, you can hear what a proper shutter speed sounds like. Like this is now 1/15th. And we'll see. Does this sound like 1/15th of a second? Yep, that sure does. Let's go to, this is an eighth. This is usually where it gets very difficult for cameras of this age to maintain an eighth of a second. Let's see. All right, that sounded pretty good. Let's go on 1/4 second. That sounded pretty good. Let's go on 1/2 second. Good. This is really going to be interesting. This is 1 full second. Let's do that again. Listen to that sound. Okay. All right, now we have B. Let's look at the shutter blades on B. Okay, this is a good time where we can check the blades. Okay. Looks really nice. What am I looking at there? I think I might see a little oil on one of the blades. Let's just take a look. No. Nope, I don't see. I thought I did. Okay, and B is off. Okay, so that's great. All right, now the next thing I do when I check a camera is I open the back and we do a few of the shutter speeds, looking at the shutter blades, making sure that they open up. Let's put a light over here. Let's get a piece of card. Put the card there. We'll put the light on the card. And hopefully that'll be enough. Let's kill this. Okay, let's see if we see the light coming through the shutter. Okay, we're still on B. Okay. Looks pretty good. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's B. Okay, looks good. Okay. All right, now we'll go up to, this is 1/2 second. And we are wide open at f1.7. Okay, that looks good. And we'll do 2 other speeds. 1/115. That looked good. We are at 1/125. That looked good. And let's do 1/1000th of a second. Now, since this is going to be so fast, I'll put the flashlight right in the lens. Let's see if we can see it. And yep, I saw it. Okay, and you can see the light coming through the viewfinder. Okay, right here, right here. Okay, that looks good. Okay, now, of course, after all this is said and done, the final test will be to go out, use this camera, shooting a roll of film through it, and you pretty much know that you're going to get good exposures. But by running a roll of film through it, it checks for light leaks. It checks that the film advance, right, is accurate, that you get good spacing and no overlapping. Light leaks, like I mentioned, and any scratches internally that you don't see. All right, this has to get a nice cleaning. It is very clean. It's basically spotless. Let's get some light back on. Okay, it's basically spotless, but I don't feel any scratch places that it would get scratched. Film would get scratched here, right, as it comes out of the canister, here as it gets wound, and here on the pressure plate, which all looks very nice. Okay, the blades are in really good shape. Doesn't look like anybody tried to touch them. All right, the blades. Your shutter curtain looks good. That one you couldn't hardly see. Let's see underneath. It's all about reflecting. Here we go. Yeah, looks good. Okay, now, so we checked that out, and the next thing is let's take a look at the lens. Okay. Okay, this has a very ultra common M42 mount. Okay, let's take a look at the mirror and prism. Okay, the mirror box looks ultra clean. The foam at the top. Get my little pointer, right? This is a chopstick. Clean, by the way, not used. The foam right here, right, which softens the mirror as the mirror flings up and goes up. That looks good. Doesn't look deteriorated or dried out. Prism, looking for at the focus prism, all the way up there, right? Looks good. Looks excellent, actually. Okay, so that's that. Now we'll take a look at the lens. The seller said the lens was in very good shape. Okay, we're going to look here. The coatings are still on there. Right, it's all the multi-coatings are still on there. All right, the front multi-coatings good. Here's the real test when you shine a light through it this way. This will show everything. This will show every single defect when you shine a light this way, right, on an angle, right. It will light up all of the everything from dust to fungus to haze to chips, scratches, right. But this lens, the seller said it would be dusty, and there's some dust on the outside. I don't see any dust on the inside. I don't see any cleaning marks, any rub marks. I don't think that this lens has ever been used. And that is my fair assessment of this lens. All right, I'm going to now press in the pin that's right here. Okay, and you can see the aperture. If it's snappy, it snaps forward and open, closed, open. No hang up. No hang up. You can hear it. I hope. Okay, it looks excellent. Now for the deep inspection, I take a loop and I look all around for haze, fungus, scratches, cleaning rub marks, and besides just the normal dust, this lens is perfect. So let's put the lens back on. Now M42 mount, right, which are your classic single lens reflex film camera lens mounting system, is the most common. Okay, Pentax, Yashica, everyone in this era used that mounting system, and it's the M42 mount lenses are very inexpensive and high quality. This Chinon 1.7 50 millimeter, I'm pretty sure is highly rated from the research I did before I purchased it. Okay, now as you guys are waiting for me, this camera does have a light meter. All right, and what do we know about using a light meter from a camera this old? You don't use it because it will not be accurate. Okay, think it's easy finding a dime. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it. I'm going to open the battery cover. Okay. And there is a battery left in there for the last couple of years. And I see a little corrosion on the battery. Okay, I see a little bit. It is wet. Okay, this battery is wet, which means it has leaked. And if you can see the little green, there's a little green. This is not going to focus, but at least you can see right at the top. There's a little bit of green. Okay. He did not mention that the battery compartment was in good or bad condition. But, guys, remember, I am not going to use this battery compartment at all, except to give it a little cleaning. Okay, when this video is over, I'm going to give it a deeper clean, but okay. I don't know if you can see that, but there, after removing the battery, I think we caught it just in time. I do not see any corrosion at all. I don't know. Let's try it. Let's experiment with my guys. Okay. There you go. That's the battery compartment. Okay, I just gave it a little wipe. Come on, guys. Help me out here. Okay, I gave it a wipe, and it looks pretty good. Okay, there's no green. There's no dissolving of the metal part. Okay, that looks good. Okay, let's take a look at the inside here. Okay, this has to get cleaned. This is the battery compartment cover. This has to get cleaned. Now, the way that I will clean, there's a little bit of green on here. The way I will clean it is a multi-step process to remove any kind of leaking battery, whether it's flat cell or even your double A's or whatever. First, you start with a pencil eraser. You go around and around. It's nice and soft. It'll remove it. And then you follow up with Q-tips, a little drop of vinegar. You go around and around and around. Okay, you clean it. Then you want to get 1 drop. I use 1 drop of lens cleaning fluid. Go around and around. Then you can't leave anything wet, right, on metal. So you get your Opolar rechargeable lens blower, right? And you blow it dry. Okay, so this I will put on. I'll put it back on now because I don't want to lose it. But I will not forget to clean out that battery cover. All right, let's get this on there. Okay, oh, I see this turns. There's 2 pins, and it just turns half a turn. Okay, we're back on. Okay, so that's the battery, and you guys can see it looked like it started to, right there, it has started to disintegrate, right? That probably started in the year 2000. There you go. Whoop. Okay, I'll pick up the battery, drop to the floor. It's going in the garbage anyway. I will find it because I have little doggies that is not good if they eat it, or anyone. Okay, so let's clean up this a little bit. Okay, so we've gone 28 minutes. So, about the battery. Let's get back to that battery compartment again for a second. All right. I knew the seller did not mention. Whoop. I knew the seller did not mention anything about the light meter working, the battery compartment, the battery condition. He did not mention any of it, and I'm glad he didn't. Number one, even if it was pristine, all he had to do was remove that battery and clean it up a drop and put it back on, and nobody would have been the wiser that that battery had started to leak. But anyway, I knew that I would, even if it worked perfectly, the light meter, I wouldn't have used it. I used my Sekonic handheld meter, or now I have a light meter that just slips right on here, right? Let me show you guys. I made a video about it. Okay, this is my new acquisition. Okay, I knew that I would be using this instead, right? The Voigtlander meter. This is the Voigtlander VC meter Roman numeral 2, right? I knew that I would be using this on top of the camera in the shoe. I knew that I'd be using this light meter and not the one that's powered by the flat cell in here, because as these cameras got older and older and older, the light meters inside of these fail and they're not accurate. This camera, right, does not need a battery to run. This is a 100% mechanical camera. That battery is only for the light meter. Okay, so this is the meter I will be using, or the other Sekonic handheld spot meter. Let's put this away. Okay, so let's talk about this camera for a second. Chinon was a Japanese camera company from 1948. They were in existence straight through when 1997 rolled around, right, from 48 to 97. Chinon, they owned their own company. Kodak steps in and buys the majority stake of Chinon. That was in 97. Now, let's jump ahead to 2004. Kodak buys the company. Kodak owned Chinon as of 2004. Chinon is still around. They are still in the business of optics and other. I don't even know if they're making cameras anymore, but I know that they're still in existence. Chinon, the Chinon company is still around. Okay, this model, this Chinon SLR, was Chinon's first single lens reflex, and they called it the SLR. I guess they were so proud. I'm glad they didn't name babies, because their first baby would have been named Baby. All right, let's see what else. What did I pay for this camera? Okay, based on everything I told you, right? The seller had 100% credibility, 202 feedbacks. Okay, delivery, with delivery, I paid $26. $26. This was not a buy it now. This was a auction, and I very, very, very rarely bother to put a bid in on auctions. I usually just do buy it now, because I don't have the patience, basically. But in this case, this Chinon single lens reflex, right, was so nice. No peeling of any of the coverings, right? No stickiness, which is a big problem on a lot of older cameras, right? No dents. There aren't even scratch marks on the flash shoe. This is a hot shoe, right? Hey, let's check the self-timer. This is going to be a first right here. Self-timer. Hey, it works. All right. This is the button over here is the depth of field preview. Where is it? Right here. Let's see. Look at that. Oh, that's the lockdown. Up. If you press it down midway, it will bounce right back. If you go all the way, it'll lock it in. That works fine. Not only does it have a hot shoe, but it has the 2 ports on the side for your PC cord. One for bulb, one for electronic flash. Like I said, the viewfinder, nice and clear. Nice and clear. Looks like a nice sharp lens. Okay, but photographs will determine if they are indeed. If it indeed is a sharp lens, and about the light leaks and frame spacing. So, $26, all metal, single lens reflex, Chinon, made in Japan. Okay, right here. made in Japan, right there. Still has this past. Can you see that? Still has the golden past sticker is still on there. Okay. Usually, if a camera has seen a lot of action, especially, it's right here where your hand would go. Right. If it's still there, doesn't have any. It hasn't been rubbed off. Right. So, $26. Okay. These are going for double that. Okay. The lens alone, if you go and just sell this lens alone, this is an M42 f1.7. It's pretty fast, 50 millimeter, right? The nifty 50. If you sell this, just the lens alone, you'll double your money and the camera will be yours for free. Okay. So, the title of this episode, number 69, is what's it like? What's the experience like on buying a camera from eBay? Well, if you just follow my rule, buy from a seller that has 100% down to 99.2% credibility and has hundreds of feedback scores, not one or two, you'll be okay. You will be okay. You can put your trust in a seller like that. Okay? So this is the Chinon single lens reflex, purchased on eBay. We did a little unboxing. Total cost with shipping, $26. Okay? Like I said, I saw it in the auction section on eBay, and it was only like 2 minutes left, and the bidding was like $9. So I bid like $11 and won. And the rest of the $26 was for the shipping. So $26, $26 single lens reflex in minty. Japan Camera Hunter. He's funny. He says there's no such thing as minty. It's either mint, as in brand new, or it's not. But I like that name. I like saying minty. This is minty. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. We've gone 37 minutes. Please subscribe. Now, let me just say something about subscribing. I have a goal. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers. All right. I believe in goals. That's how I've run my whole life and my business. Okay. I just want to address YouTubers that never subscribe. You never subscribe to anybody's channel. Make an exception. Make an exception in this case. Subscribe to my channel. Okay. Give me a thumbs up, please. Comment below. Email me at blackandwhitephoto@aol.com and visit my online gallery, carminetaverna.com. All right, guys. So I've had a fun day showing you that it's okay to purchase cameras and gear on eBay. Don't worry about it. You'll be okay if you just watch who you're buying from. All right, guys. Have a great day. This has been episode 69. See you next time.